Hey everyone, my name is Nick, your friendly neighborhood review guy, welcoming you back to Nickelodeon. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, directed by not James Wan, which I am really mad about because I was waiting for all these years thinking that Conjuring 3 would come directed by James Wan, but it's not. This time it's directed by Michael Chaves, who directed the previous Curse of the La Llorona movie, which is supposedly in this Conjuring universe, which was pretty shit. I didn't like the movie, but this is not about that movie. Let's talk about Conjuring. So I have a lot of memory with Conjuring 1 and 2. I really like the first one and the second one, maybe even more. So when I saw the trailer for Conjuring 3, I totally thought it was going to be a different movie than what I saw. If you have also seen the trailer like me, you probably know this is loosely based on a true story and based on a very famous case, The Devil Made Me Do It. Um, and this time around, the trailer actually kind of portrayed this would be a courtroom drama kind of thing, which gave me a feeling like this was going to be The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which was a pretty good movie. I liked that movie a lot. That movie was mostly courtroom drama, which was really good, which was also a horror movie, and the horror elements of that movie was really good. It worked. So that was a very unique movie at that time. So I kind of had a feeling that this would be like it, but it's not. And there are some things I like about it and some things I don't. We will talk about that in a bit. So this movie starts off very strong. I like how this opened. It's not a haunted house this time around, which is something good, something new. And the movie starts with an exorcism, and that's always great to see. That's always fun. Without going into much of the story, there are a lot of good moments in this movie. The scares are mostly like the previous Conjuring movies. Like you expect the scare to come from like your front, but it actually comes from behind or from the side or something else. So yeah, you've seen it a lot of times, and James Wan actually does it way better. That's one of the reasons why I wanted him to direct the third, so it would be a complete, trilogy made by him, which probably could have made this movie better than it is. And I just want to say that Michael Chaves, who directed The Curse of La Llorona, that movie wasn't great. The scares or anything on that movie wasn't great, but this movie is actually better by miles. I've seen a lot of people complain that this movie is not that great, but it's actually a very good time. I think he improved much more than his last work, and in this movie he did actually really carried it very well. And like I said, this time around it's not about a haunted house. This time around it's about something new. It's something different, like witches and witchcraft, black magic, and satanists and all that sort of thing, which is much more darker than a haunted house. And this time around, Ed and Lorraine, the couple ghost hunter or investigators, yeah, that we like, that we love, they get to do a lot more than they ever did on the previous two. Because this time around, it's not just someone else being haunted and this couple just helping them. This time around, even they get haunted. Even their lives are at stake on this movie, and I liked that part of this movie very much. But I also have a complaint on the same way, is because this movie sometimes takes it a bit too far. That feels like a movie that even though this is kind of based on a true story, and the previous two were also, but the previous two actually had this feeling of like realism. Even if you saw like a ghost twitching on the corner and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, the acting and the execution of those movies by James Wan was directed in such a way that it felt real. But on this movie, it kind of goes up to 10 most of the time, and it just kind of feels like an action horror movie. A lot of things going on, and it just takes away the realism just a little bit. The third act of the movie, I think, really pays off. There's a lot going on, and it's mostly exciting and thrilling. And there are some unique work that is done on a few shots here, which I really like. I thought that was new, and I loved it. Back to the point about the courtroom drama, that is not actually a big part of the movie. That is actually not even a part of the movie, really. And that's kind of the end scene. Mostly, it's about Ed and Lorraine investigating and trying to save someone's life. And I've seen a lot of people complain about that. I just think that the trailer actually misled how the movie would be. A lot of people thought that this movie would be like a courtroom drama and a horror movie. It's not. It's very much Conjuring, and I have no problem with it. I didn't have any problem. I wanted to watch a Conjuring movie. I got a Conjuring movie, and I'm a bit sad that this wasn't done by James Wan. A few faults that are in this movie probably wouldn't have been there if James Wan directed it, but I also applaud Michael Chaves because seeing his previous work and this one, I can say that he has actually made a film much better than what he previously made. And going forward, I think I would be willing to see more of his movies and what he does if he makes another horror movie. So yeah, I'm kind of interested, and I like this movie a lot. There was a lot to enjoy, and there was a lot of fun in this movie. If you like horror movie, then you and I both know there aren't many horror movies that are good, or even like in this level. Like most horror movies that come out, pretty much shit, but this one's actually pretty good, and I liked it. So I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5 because it was a very good time. Not gonna give this a 7 though, because I haven't reviewed the previous Conjurings, but if I did, I would have probably given them like 7 or 7.5. In my opinion, the first two are still the very best. This one a little bit weaker, but not a bad film in any way. It's still a good movie. I had fun with it, and I'm sad that I think this is the end of the main Conjuring line. I hope it's not. So hey, thank you so much guys for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.